Let's watch what Kyrie Irving had to say on his recent social media post.
And it's a title given to Christ, Philippians 2:11. And my name translates in the Hebrew language as Yahweh. So I went on to Amazon Prime. I was like, you know what? Let me see if there are any documentaries on Yahweh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't do it, Kyrie.
So went in the search bar, typed in Yahweh. That came up. And what I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people in my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else that has criticism, and obviously.
Dude, I mean, dude, I love Kyrie Irving. One, because I am fond of his shoe. I do wear his shoe. Okay, I do wear the anti-vaxxer 7s. They're fire. The Grey Wolf one too. But I can't help just get annoyed at the attitude that he has. It's just like he thinks he's so right, and he is so full of shit. It's like, bro, you watched a documentary on Amazon Prime. Okay, let's continue.
It wasn't meant for them.
Hopefully I'm understanding what you said, and I want to make sure I get it right because I don't want to misquote any part of it.
I don't expect understanding from a media conglomerate group that sincerely talks about the game of basketball, and then we bring up religion as if it's correlative at times when it's convenient for people to bring it up. So please just be direct with your question so we can move on from this and I could talk about the game and go home to my...
I don't get it. Doesn't he like talk about being a Muslim all the time? Like, doesn't he talk about his religion and shit regularly?
They talk about religion a lot in sports. Like,
I mean, look, but this isn't even about religion. This is like quite literally irrelevant to your religion. If anything, the only religion this is relevant to is like, I guess, Jewish people, like the Jewish religion.
So then do you, I guess, understand or not understand those that might imply that that work had anti-Semitic leanings in it? I only ask this because the tweet is still up there, so
we're in 2022. It's on Amazon, a public platform. Whether you want to go watch it or not is up to you. There's things being posted every day. I am no different than the next human being, so don't treat me any different. You guys come in here and make up this powerful influence I have over top of...
Not an anti-Semite, though. That's the point. Weaponizing it is effed up. Dude, what the f? They're asking him why he posted an anti-Semitic documentary instead of being like, oh, I didn't know it was like that. He's like, no, it's just unspoken truths about our history. Like, what's wrong with you motherfuckers in the chat, dude?
Wait, why is there anti-Semitic documentaries on Amazon?
What? Dude, come on. It's Amazon.
I don't know what that means.
Amazon allows pretty much anyone and everyone to post on their platform.
I mean, I guess you're on an Amazon.
It doesn't mean,
so
yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean anything. If you're allowed to have a documentary on Amazon, it doesn't mean anything. Like, it doesn't mean that like they checked it.
The adultery of, oh, you cannot post that. Why not? Why not? Everybody posts everything else. You saw the word going up on Twitter, right?
Oh, holy shit.
I don't hear uproar of that.
Wait, what? There definitely is uproar of that. Like, that's not even, what? If any...
Is this interview from like last night?
Yeah, but like, I don't understand. Like, the media definitely constantly fucking complain about everything. The media does have sometimes like narrative victories that they want to get, and they will scalp motherfuckers to get that narrative victory, okay? So there's validity to some of the criticisms of the media across the board. They're vulturous. A lot of journalists are just vulturous. They want to quote, they don't care if you genuinely believe it. They don't care if it misrepresents your personal beliefs. But like, the idea that like they didn't fucking chirp up in the same exact way about this, about the explosion of people saying the N-word with a hard R on Twitter is ridiculous. Not only is it whataboutism through and through, even if that was the case, that still doesn't justify being anti-Semitic, unless you're literally Kanye West and you think like, oh, well, people were being anti-black, so I'm going to be anti-Semitic in return. But that didn't even happen.
I'm not here to be divisive on what's going on this or that. I'm not comparing Jews to blacks. I'm not comparing white to black. I'm not doing that. That conversation is dismissive, and it constantly revolves around the rhetoric of who are the chosen people of God. And I'm not here to argue over a person or a culture or religion on what they believe. No, this is what is here. It's on a public platform. Did I do anything illegal? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did I do anything illegal? Did I hurt anybody? Did I harm anybody?
I don't understand. Why is that the barrier, dude? I just don't get it. Why is that a good rebuttal? Like, oh, did I do anything illegal? It's like, bro, it's not about that at all. First of all, you can't even wear your uniform outside of your fucking pants. Like, you know what I mean? You have to tuck it in. It's not illegal, but clearly NBA has rules over it, right? Like, what kind of fucking take is this?
I gotta pee.
It just doesn't make sense when people are just like, bro, I didn't break the law. It's like, yeah, there are rules that are beyond the law. And also there is the morality conversation here that completely overrides the legal aspect. What the fuck are you guys doing? Okay, go pee, Austin. I don't even understand how Austin operates, bro. I swear to God, he is a hurricane, okay? A gay tornado has been unleashed in this house. He gets up, there's like a seismic shift. Shit is falling off, doors are falling off their hinges.
He broke a door handle yesterday.
So I'm not going to stand down on anything that I believe in. I'm only going to get stronger because I'm not alone. I have a whole army around me.
The promotion of the movie and the book.
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
Put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it?
Bro, you are such a pussy, dude. This is like, oh yeah, was I promoting when I said go check out this documentary that's telling the truth? No, I put it up there to be like, this sucks actually, even though I agree with it. Like, why? Why don't you just say you agree with it? What the fuck? Nobody wants to take accountability. It's so funny. It's like, bro, you loved it when you were posting it. You loved it just now when you were defending it. But now all of a sudden when people are like, why are you promoting this shit? He's like, I'm not promoting it.
Do you see me in front of
putting it out there,
the
people
title?
are going to say that you are
Yeah, I
promoting.
put it out there just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's not
you put
stuff,
things out there for a living, right?
Right, but my stuff is not.
So let's
It's, dude, this is awesome. I love dumb guy debates. Well, you say words and I'm just saying words. We're both saying the same thing. And like liberals unironically agree with that a little bit because they just like have no way to interpret things as good or bad. It's so stupid. It's like, yeah, I'm a journalist. I put information out there. If I knew something was wrong, I wouldn't just put it out there with no context whatsoever. I would put it out there and say, this is wrong. I would not drive traffic to it. Oh,
move on.
Let's
move on.
Anti-Semitic.
Let's
stuff.
move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing that.
Another
You're
human
free to
being.
post
I can
what.
post whatever I want. So
post
say
what-
that and shut it down and move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that by
I don't have to understand anything from you.
It's
Nothing.
not.
yeah. You're owned. I'm stupid. So therefore, you're fucking owned. Okay, dumbass. Guess what, dude? I don't need to learn anything. Okay? Nuh-uh. You can't tell me nothing, dude. I'm fucking dumb. Okay? Guess what? And I'm allowed to be. Which, again, at the very heart of conservative rhetoric is this profound argument, which is I'm stupid and it doesn't matter. I don't need to be smart because I'm American. I'm entitled. And you need to hear exactly what I have to say and also agree with me for the most part because it's just a unique thought that I came up with. And by virtue of me coming up with it, you have to put up with it.
But by posting
Move
what
on.
you
Next
did,
question.
anybody
Do
is
you guys
gonna
have any
look
more
at
questions
it
for
and they're
me?
going to say,
You guys have any more
does he have
questions? Because this is going to be a
anti-Semitic
clip.
beliefs?
This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
72 hours later.
Surprised that reaction and some of the things that you did hurt people.
Yeah, I think I can ask a better question. It's just, where were you when I was a kid, figuring out that 300 million of my ancestors are buried in America? Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid learning about the traumatic events of my familial history and what I'm proud to come from and why I'm proud to stand here? I'm just proud of my heritage and what we've been through, and the fact that this.
I don't understand. Why are dudes trying to undermine a legitimate argument that they have about how America ignores black men and black history by tying it to like a justification for anti-Semitism? It's so fucking stupid. I think there's two parts to this, right? Both of them revolve around light forms of white supremacy, but like liberals kind of see this because they're so terrified of coming across as racist. They don't know how to turn around and be like, this is completely irrelevant to what you're talking about. You know what I mean? But then also racist people love this shit because like they can both be racist and anti-Semitic at the same time. Or literally go along and say, hey, see, he's black. That's why he's being anti-Semitic. It's like a double bind. Black people don't know better. That sort of thing.
This has pinned me against the Jewish community.
Like, I don't think Kyrie's anti-black. I think Kanye is. I don't think Kyrie is. I think he's just like delusional. For everything I've heard from Kyrie Irving, I've never heard him say any like dumb shit about black people. Like he might have some delusional opinions or whatever, but I don't think he is anti-black at all. Kanye is definitely anti-black, at least now.
And I'm here answering questions of whether or not I'm sorry or not on something I didn't create. And it was something I shared, and I'm telling everybody I'm taking responsibility, then that's where I sit. I take my full responsibility. Again, I'll repeat it, for posting something on my Instagram or Twitter that may have had some unfortunate falsehoods in it. But I also am a human being that's 30 years old, and I've been growing up in a country that's told me that I wasn't worth anything, and I came from a slave class. And I come from a people that are meant to be treated the way we get treated every day. So I'm not here to compare anyone's atrocities.
Kyrie definitely isn't anti-black. He's just a huge conspiracy head, which is stupid. Yeah, no, that's my point. That's exactly what I'm saying. He's not like super ideologically motivated like Candace is. He's not like motivated by money in the same way. He's just kind of stupid. That's it. I don't know what else to say. He has a really unique perspective on a lot of conspiracy theories. He's like the guy that a lot of people know that just has like insane theories. The only difference is he has a megaphone, and he also, as a celebrity, is caught in the rookie hole where he thinks like everything he's preaching must be true and good and smart. You know, he just can't stop. He can't check himself.
Or tragic events that their families have dealt with, generations of time. I'm just here to continue to expose things that our world continues to put in darkness. I'm a light. I'm a beacon of light. That's what I'm here to do. You guys ask me questions about basketball, I give you my expert opinion. You guys ask me about other
Not
things.
really the only one in the NBA to have the same beliefs. There's a bunch, but a lot of them are staying quiet right now. It's very apparent. Yeah, I've talked about this already. We forget that celebrities, just because of the podium that they're on, are like just as susceptible to misinformation as anyone else. No one is above being duped. And Kyrie Irving has always been kind of a dummy. I mean, come on. He flies year-round for the NBA and literally thought, and still I think to this day, believes that the earth is flat. I mean, this motherfucker flies all the time, dude. Look out the window.
Because just because I post a documentary doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic. And doesn't mean that I'm automatically standing with everyone that is believing in that. So it's unfortunate timing that we're in, but I'm glad that I could stand on the truth, because I'm not afraid of these mics, these cameras. I used to be, looking everyone in the eye and telling the truth. But I'm proud of who I am. Any label that you put on me, I'm able to dismiss because I study. I know the Oxford Dictionary. You look at
Kyrie Irving offered a simple message to science teachers Monday. I'm sorry, the Boston Celtics star said. And with that, Irving made it clear that he regrets publicly saying that the earth is flat. Oh, shit. I didn't know he actually apologized for it. My bad. Guys, he learned from that one. But you know what he didn't learn? Literally that, like, maybe you shouldn't go out and say some idiotic nonsense that you really haven't thought through. That was the lesson. The lesson there was you're not a fucking martyr if you go on a podium and say dumb shit. You just come across like an idiot. Did he do an Oxford Dictionary quote again? I'm gonna die, dude.
Any label that you put on me, I'm able to dismiss because I study. I know the Oxford Dictionary. You look it up, right? It's one of the biggest mistakes I had in being a kid.
He studied the dictionary, dude. God damn it, dude. Are we policing this man's life? Dude, it doesn't work that way, okay? This is not about policing someone's life. This is about policing what they're saying in public. The point is, Kyrie Irving, ultimately, he can believe whatever the fuck he wants. In his private life, he can believe and say whatever the fuck he wants. But when you go on a podium, when you go on your Instagram with like millions of little kids following you and you say, holy shit, the Jews were responsible for the slave trade, actually, I found out. Let's watch this documentary. You know, at that point, it's like, yeah, you can't do that as a public figure. You shouldn't be able to do that. You should not do that. People are going to criticize you for it. People are going to shit on you for it. And they should. That's also a part of free speech. I don't think Kyrie Irving is a bad person. I'll stand by that. I think he's just a misguided person. I think he's just literally like, he's one of those people where because he's on a fucking podium, you literally think like he is actually doing this for some evil reason, right? I don't think he's doing it for some evil reason. He's not like genuinely and legitimately like, I want to do fucking anti-Semitic conspiracies. Like, I think his worst quality is Most likely is narcissism. Does it matter though? The outcome matters, not the intent? Yeah, I mean, he needs to learn not to do this. He needs to learn not to say this, for sure.
Was not knowing European or Western language until I started looking it up and understanding the definitions and why they say, if you want to trick a black person, put it in a book. I was wondering my whole life why they said that. Now I'm 30 years old and I know reading is a superpower because it helps me understand where I'm going and where I come from.
That's a mega racist take, man. What the fuck? No, that's just like a white supremacist person saying like black people don't read. Isn't that what that is? Dude, this entire, let me tell you something. 3 minutes and 28 seconds of I'm 12 and this is deep, dude. This is literally just like black fathers say that to their sons in Alabama, or at least I remember my black friend telling me that same idiom. Look, the thing is, when you're talking about black history in America, how it's taught, how it's educated, how people are misinformed about black history and what its like contemporary implications are, there is so much truth to that sentiment that there is misinformation that has been made permanent. That is a fundamental part of like American learning. And in that sea of misinformation, I think there are a lot of blind spots. In that sea of misinformation, I think a lot of young black kids that don't learn about black history, like actual black history, end up fucking choosing their own destiny, basically. They end up choosing their own adventure. They look to alternative explanations. And if those alternative explanations do not revolve in like the real history, especially when it's paired with so much intergenerational trauma and so much contemporary trauma that you're experiencing, when you don't get CRT, okay, what Republicans consider to be CRT, brother, you end up looking for different ways of examining that intergenerational trauma. I think I talked about this before extensively with respect to black Hebrew Israelite theories, Hotep stuff. A lot of that comes from wanting to avoid that intergenerational trauma and refusing to recognize it, and wanting to basically say, oh, that's not real. That's fake. Like that didn't happen to me or my people. We were actually kings. And that it's a lie that people have told now that we are no longer kings. It's a desperate attempt to not cope with the reality. It's hard, it's honest, nuance. This discussion should be coming from someone else. I agree. You know, I am, way too fucking white to be describing this adequately. But, this is something that I've read a lot about. And this is something that I know about. So I think I'm doing a decent job at the very least. Africans did have kingdoms pre-slavery, even during slavery. No race were all kings, though. What? Yeah, but there's a difference between like saying that Shakespeare is black and all of these like historical figures in the West were actually black and people lied about their blackness is avoiding the truth and trying to cope with the trauma by just completely avoiding it. Even if black Israel lore distorts history, isn't it still an emancipatory release for black people to believe in? Sort of like ignorance is bliss, genuinely asking, dude, that's crazy. It's just like myth making and myth building when there's so many real examples that you can point to is silly. All of those ideologies quite literally stem from avoidance of the truth. And if you're avoiding the truth, which is what white people want you to do, okay? White supremacists love when black people avoid the truth. White people love that shit. That's why they have Daughters of the Confederacy. That's why they have all these white supremacist institutions and organizations that work to literally rewrite history. That's why so many motherfuckers still say things like, oh my God, I see no race. I see no color. You guys are the real racists for seeing color. That's their goal. Their goal is to literally get black people to not examine their own history. And that goal has been rather successful in America. That's precisely the reason why so many people don't learn about black history in this country other than slavery was bad. And then it's like a footnote. They move on. And they even talk about like the slavers and the plight of the slavers in southern states. If you look at like textbooks, as we have done so far, American education on black history is so tweaked out, so fucking distorted, it is psychotic. And it, of course, makes white people feel a certain way about the mistakes of the past. It whitewashes such horrific wrongs of the past. And then also on top of that, it even makes black people see their own history in a different way. And it's built around lies. So, of course, obviously, I am going to say, no, it's much better to genuinely examine American history and talk about the systemic discrimination and its contemporary implications on black existence now. If you want to understand, like a lot of people say, oh, look at all the crime, look at all the gangs and the criminal activity in black neighborhoods in Chicago. Or even when people talk about red states with so much disdain, when they talk about red states, they're like, oh, red states, they're all criminal. Yeah, a lot of those red states have incredibly high black populations. I hope you don't you don't forget that. Look at all this crime. Yeah, you can't examine all of that adequately if you just simply think it's black people doing crime for some intrinsic reason. And the reason why people see it as black people are doing crime because of intrinsic reasons, because of, you know, inherent blackness as a condition, is because no one is fucking educating people on why crime actually happens across the board as a universal rule, pretty much. It happens as a consequence of external factors. It happens as a consequence of poverty. It happens as a consequence of material conditions that you are subjected to. And if you don't understand the material inequalities that black people face in this country, because no one is educating people on the truth about black history in America, black history in the West, and black history across the world. If no one is educating people on that, then yeah, people are understandably almost going to lean on white supremacist theories.
What was the uncle thing he used to do? It was so sick. What was it called? Where he'd like dress up like an old man and just ball his fucking face off. Uncle Drew, that shit was so dope.
Why can't we go back to Uncle Drew? He would just go up to pick up basketball courts and just fucking destroy fools.
The Brooklyn Nets point guard issued a joint statement overnight with his team and the Anti-Defamation League, writing, "I oppose all forms of hatred and oppression and stand strong with communities that are marginalized and impacted every day." Adding, "I am aware of the negative impact of my posts towards the Jewish community, and I take responsibility."
Kyrie and the club made a real commitment. Together, they're donating $1 million to fund anti-Semitism education. We're going to use those resources at ADL to develop programming to tackle the very kind of ignorance that contributes to anti-Semitism.
Another player, Myers Leonard of the Miami Heat, suspended last year for using an anti-Semitic slur while he was playing a video game on live stream, and he was fined $50,000 and suspended.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Some people questioning why Kyrie hasn't been suspended.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for...
Is the ADL a good organization? No. I mean, there is some good that the ADL does, but let's be real. The ADL also is an organization that dictates that, or states that, anti-Zionist rhetoric is anti-Semitic and criticisms of Israel are anti-Semitic. To be fair, though, they've never really come after me, and I criticize Israel a lot, so